Content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
We were a little too early on that one.
Nope, it was by design.
Cash Money can put this change in my piggy bank any day.
Big man Dorothy!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this Wednesday edition of Pacific Forum for Pop Talk for Wednesday, August 28th, 2024, along with Baron Orman Tag, Cash Money 007. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we have several articles to discuss on this edition of Pop Talk, which is currently being live streamed on Baron Orman Tag's Fandom Legacy, the Phantom Hooligans, and also the Pacific Forum for YouTube and Rumble channels.
It's over, people. It's just over.
Oh boy.
He started already.
Mm-hmm. Didn't take long.
Isn't that what we were about?
Never takes him long. But tonight we will be talking about the new Concord game.
Oh boy, very exciting.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for laughing. I'm not sorry for laughing at that failure at all. I'm just not. But yes, it is failing miserably. We'll be talking about that thanks to an article from Bounding in the Comics. We'll also be taking a look at an article from Geek Tyrant, where the Cybertronic Spree plays a heavy metal cover of the Mortal Kombat theme. And if you don't know who the Cybertronic String band is, well, they are an Transformers cover band, and they have done songs like The Touch and Dare from Transformers the movie.
First time I heard of it. Cool.
We will
really
also
cool.
be taking a look at this article from Niche Gamer, which says Stellar Blade PC port coming in near future will perform even better than on consoles. Yes, but will there be censorship?
Exactly.
That's what inquiring minds want to know.
That's right.
But we
Well,
need
there's
it.
any-
We need it. We need to protect you from you.
Yeah.
Anybody remember the classic Lou Diamond Phillips film La Bamba from
Yes.
1987?
That's right.
Well, according to an article from Variety, there is a remake in development.
Yeah, there is.
Why?
Because
I
this is
don't
because
know.
Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. There we go. Go with that.
And we also have another article from Geek Tyrant where Denzel Washington teases retirement in new interview. There are very few films left for me to make that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's
I mean,
had a great career overall, so
Yeah. You can't blame the man if he decides, you know what, enough. I'm done.
Yeah,
I've made my
later.
money. I've made my fame, and
Mm-hmm.
it's time to move on. But before we go, into those articles, I do want to welcome a new Stealth is Optional member to the channel.
Yay!
Yay.
And that particular member, well, he's come here to do this.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Tripping Orc, welcome to the Stealth is Optional ranks here on Pacific Forum 4. Now, just to let you know, you get first dibs whenever I upload a video. You also get to join the member stream once a month. It's usually in the middle of the month if I can schedule it that way. And also, the last Sunday of the month, you get to join Pacific Forum 4 Pop Talk on the Sunday edition and discuss the articles that we have set for that day. Alongside Baron and Cash.
Yo.
And myself. So, welcome to the ranks of Stealth is Optional.
Ooh.
Also, no surprise here. He's always here. He's always, being him. He's him.
Yes.
There's no other way to say it. Phil McCracken is here. He says Pacific hashtag Team Knuckleheads, formerly known as Team Epic Fail, together doing what they do best. Epic Fail and Fridays Fail Gaming. I am Phil McCracken and I support this message. Stop, not surprised.
He supports his own messages. I'm shocked.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Well, remember his good friend is Uncle Joe, so of course,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's what they do. It's like in a bubble. He lives in a bubble.
My buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. Yeah, exactly.
And then, of course, he's supporting the downvoters.
Of course, he's a troll.
Yes,
He is. Not a good one at that, but yeah.
And welcome to Big Daddy T-Gap. That's right. That's right. And what he says about Cybertronic Spree, yeah, they are pretty rocking. They're a good group. And I'll admit, I found them because of, that franchise that celebrates its 40th anniversary
shocked,
this
Aaron.
week.
Are you shocked? I am shocked, man.
I am. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's simping for him.
Mm-hmm.
Baron, I've been sipping for Transformers for 40 years. And yeah, I agree, Steve. Remake of La Bamba. Fook.
Oh, that reminds me, by the way. Fuck you, Mark Hamill. Just fuck you. Okay. This message is brought to you by the Pop Talk.
Baron has to make sure he gets that off his chest.
Oh, yeah. Might as well. Yeah.
At least the way to get that off your chest isn't too long for the Wednesday show as it is for the Sunday show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the first article of the evening with everybody. And let's see. Cash, would you like to read said article?
I guess I hate Concord, but sure, whatever.
I hate Concord, but sure.
Yeah,
All right.
Uh-huh.
And they changed their website a little bit too on this.
Yes,
Yeah. Again, I don't understand Bounty.
Leave it alone.
Man. Anyways.
I'll go ahead and share my screen and then go along as you're reading.
Yeah,
But
you
come
can do
on.
that. That's fine.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. We got
You
got
messed
this-
up the thing, the thing.
You did the thing. Look, it's like it's round and the stuff and the thing and the thing and the it just doesn't look great. Like I'm scrolling down and then the page is all like weird. Stop doing this, Bounty in the comics. You had a good format before with your website. The layout was fine. We were like, oh, I like this layout. Then you keep changing it. Why? Why do you do this to us?
And Phil, if I revolted Rodimus Prime, I would have been happy to get the Rodimus Prime figure when I was a kid for my birthday.
Yeah,
I would have purchased a few other Rodimus Prime figures, including Masterpiece Rodimus Prime.
yeah.
But really, it didn't take long for this to happen.
You know what really grinds my gears?
That's right.
Well,
No,
it's cash.
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
no, but really though, it's this is another game. Sony's still doing this push of games as a service, and it's like, Sony, why don't you focus more on your first party games that made you popular? How about
What?
that? Yeah, I know,
What?
right? Yeah, exactly. So this is of course an article from Spencer Bakuli, right? I think.
Yes, really.
Yes.
I want to make sure I get his name right. Last time I think I was being a dick, so with names. So
The hell you say?
I know, man. I've been picking up some bad habits from Baron lately. What the hell, man? What the hell? All right.
you say?
Anyways, Concord appears dead on arrival as Hero Shooter releases to less than 700 concurrent PC players. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. Now, I do know somebody in the Twitch community who says, I don't understand what people are upset about. This game's a lot of fun. It's like, dude, I'm glad you're having fun with it, but bro, you guys need to admit when this stuff is failing, but they don't want to. They just want to keep defending it. Fine, whatever. Who could have seen this coming? It's an absolute brutal indicator of just how much of a creative and financial misfire the largely game is turning out to be. Concord is finally here, and almost no one cares. I love that picture. That guy.
Wow.
Wow, I know. Before anyone accuses that statement of being either hyperbolic or clickbait, rest assured it's anything but. After 8 years in development, the widely panned
8 long years later.
the widely panned Hero Shooter finally released to both PlayStation 5 and PC players on August 23rd. And you guys should know, for some odd reason about this game, is the robots. I don't know if there's just one robot in the character select screen, but it's non-binary for someone, because it has to be. Come on, man. Got to get with the program. And while the relevant data for the PS5 is currently unavailable, the game's PC turnout has been nothing short of disastrous. Really, guys? Come on, man. But all those people, dude. Come on, man. Corn Pop's a bad dude.
You got it.
Per Steam DB, an analytics outfit who provides public data regarding the Val-run digital storefront, in the roughly 9 hours since the game's official launch, Concord, as of writing, only managed to pull in a peak concurrent player count of only 697. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
This number was reportedly achieved roughly 3 hours into the game's lifetime. At the game's player count stands at an even lower 579. Well, wait, could it have gone even lower now, since this was a few days ago? Sure.
It's a good possibility.
Yes. Notably, these player counts fall significantly short of the peak concurrent player count posted by the game's beta release. Made available to players on 2 occasions, the first being an early access preview weekend, and the second a full-on open beta. This test version of the game still managed to pull in a max of 2,388 concurrent players. Ooh, that picture of that thing. Anyways, ultimately, while an objectively disappointing results by any measure, the widespread disinterest in Concord is far from unsurprising. Between its Guardians of the Galaxy at home, right, when you first saw the trailer, you're like, is this kind of got a Guardians of the Galaxy feel? And then you were like, oh, they're turning it into just as a game as a service. Like, they could have made it a single player, right, guys? And then maybe
Yeah.
done a multiplayer as well. And it could have been kind of cool. And even if it had a Guardians of the Galaxy feel, it could have been fun. Between its Guardians of the Galaxy at home character writing, extremely pause and boring hero shooter gameplay mechanics, and the fact that it costs a minimum of $40 to play, well, it's not the worst, but it's not the best, especially since when such similar and arguably better produced titles as Fortnite. What do you guys think about Fortnite? Did you ever play Fortnite, Baron, or try it?
Yeah, I tried when it was out there and the kids were playing. I think they still play it, but I really couldn't get myself into it. It's like, no, there's all this building stuff and hopping and jumping and all that. I can't keep up. I'm too old. So
Right.
I kind of, it just seemed like it was just too insane. It's like,
yeah. Call of Duty
I played it
Warzone.
for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. And even Overwatch 2 are all free to play. This is the whole thing about like Overwatch 2. Like, it can be fun. I get that. But they were supposed to make a campaign in the second one. They didn't. They let people down again. This is what happened with Diablo 3, where they were going to have this arena PvP stuff that they had in WoW, and it never happened. All these things are very disappointing, guys, because, the game can always be more than it is, and they always make it less than it is. Well, most of the time. It's generally no wonder that players of all stripes decided to pass on PlayStation Studios' latest release. In the interest of fairness, though it only seems like Concord will go down as a Suicide Squad kill the Justice League level disaster for Sony, there does exist a distinct possibility that the game is absolutely exploding on the PS5. But given both its poor PC reception and the absolute thrashing the game is receiving from players, such as a surprise turnabout feels distinctly regulated to the realm of pure fantasy. Oh well, disappointing for Sony as Concord's release may be, it's not like the company moved to acquire its developer, Firewalk Studios, based solely on the expectation that this, their debut game, would be a smash hit. Oh wait, bummer. That all said, what's the over/under on this game going free to play within the next 6 months? Exactly. Oh man, yeah. It's unfortunate that these things keep happening, and if the games as a service, this is the whole thing. So, okay, there's obviously pandering in this game. It's been shown, the robot, pronouns, whatever. That is not always the worst thing that goes on. The worst thing that goes on is these games are games as a service. So then microtransactions. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And just make a fun game. Just make a fun game, and you don't need to make it a games as a service. But this push, and you guys know why it's happening, money. They think they're going to make all this money with these games as a service. And guess what? They're backfire. We've now seen this Suicide Squad.
Look, I was going to say, look what happened with Helldivers 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think that game is as popular as it is. It can be fun. I'm not going to sit here and say it can't be fun. And I don't know, Mike, if you're going to try it again, because there was a new update, but,
I will eventually, but I want to make sure I can actually get into a game.
Right.
I get into a game with you guys and Spock and anyone else that we know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to confess, that's why I took it off my computer, because it took up so much space, because I really had no intent on playing it because of what's been doing to you. And I found the game fun. It was like, hey, this is fun. This is crazy. This is silly. This is stupid.
Yeah.
All the good stuff you want in the game. And then, you got all these problems. It's like, well, why aren't you fixing it? There's so many of us that want to continue on. So,
and real quick, before we continue talking about this, I do want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G. I also want to say hello to Jason Fox of 540 Studio, and I also want to acknowledge this. Let's go ahead and play this.
I'd buy that for $1.
You went so fast I wasn't able to go, nerd.
So we have Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, who's been a channel member for 12 months. Happy anniversary, brother.
Awesome, man.
Year.
Says,
One long year.
says one, Mark F. Hamill, saying, go force yourself. Then watching Corvette Summer has taken on a whole new meaning. 2, no need for a PS5. 3, Grand Theft Auto.
It just means games as a service.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, Cash.
Thank you, Cash. Thank you.
No problem.
No, serious. I didn't know what that meant either. So I'm
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but
Yeah, but I agree. I agree with Lester. We don't need games as a service. We need games that are actually fun, that don't require an online connection 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Helldivers, the company for Helldivers had some things right. $40 game for games as a service is not the worst thing, but it's just that what other things are going to happen. But it's always that internet connection. You don't have a good enough internet connection, there's going to be problems. That's why I think Helldivers 2 might need something like offline, but it was never developed that way. So.
Mm-hmm. If we're gonna make it a certain way, it better be good. I mean, better be able to service the people.
Exactly.
I mean, I've watched somebody play the beta for Concord, and I was looking at it going, sorry, I'm not interested in this game. It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, yeah. The art especially, and it's just kind of like, yeah.
I mean, it does look like it's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy without saying Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you already have a Guardians of the Galaxy. Why are you
Right.
trying to mooch off that franchise? Because it's popular?
Well, that's
More
what
than
everyone
likely.
likely. Yeah.
No.
It just goes to show. They may think that they have a hit on their hands, but it's us, the gamers, who decide
Yes.
what's successful and what isn't.
Well,
Yep.
or we get chided like the Mary Sue says that the Dude Bros won. Well, you told us not to buy our watch if we didn't like it. We're just doing as you wish, and why should we? And now you're upset because we aren't. Come on, make up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a sandwich first.
You can't have it both ways. I know
Nope.
some people think they can, but you can't have it both ways, and you can't always get what you want.
No.
Well, he's bringing in Rolling Stones logic and philosophy.
Mhm.
You can't
Yep.
always get
Always get
what you
what you
want.
want.
Maybe try some.
Yeah. Honestly, it just goes to show that not every developer and publisher knows exactly what the player base wants, whether it's on PC or console. You just don't have the pulse of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other comments on this article before we move on to the next one from Geek Tyrant?
I really didn't know who they were, what the whole thing was. I'm glad I don't. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's a mess.
Cash, any final thoughts? Anything that grinds your gears?
No, it's just well, we can always find things that grind our gears, but no, it's just I think Sony just needs to start going in a better direction again. I mean, even the crazy Sony fanboys are like, "Did you guys really think this is going to succeed?" And there's going to be people out there who play it, and if they're having fun, that's fine. But just I feel they're just it's just they want less. You should want more. I mean, you guys never played TF2, did you?
I didn't.
Okay. There's just other multiplayer games that can just give you more fun, I feel. And Concord, it's just, besides the fact that sweet baby Stinky Linky is around, but that's, like I said, that's not the worst thing. It's just, this didn't need to be a games as a service, but whatever.
No, and unfortunately, that is the way the industry is going. Games as
Mhm.
instead of
Mhm.
games being available to all players, online or not, they seem to think that everybody wants to be on the internet 24/7.
Yeah.
Maybe some do, but
Yeah.
there are other people that
Other people
would.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have this next article from Geek Tyrant. It's by Joey Parr, and it was
What a
published 3 days ago. And it says the Cybertronic Spree plays a heavy metal cover of the Mortal Kombat theme song, Techno Syndrome. And I'm going to go ahead and put a link to Cybertronic Spree's YouTube channel. Give them a listen. They don't just do covers of Stan Bush songs or any of the songs that were in Transformers the movies. They also do other cover songs. All right, so let's get into this article. The Transformers themed band Cybertronic Spree has released a video of themselves performing a heavy metal cover of the classic Mortal Kombat song Techno Syndrome, with a virtual version of the game playing behind them. The video came with the following note: watch us test our might and find friendship in this heavy rendition of the classic themed song to Mortal Kombat. This is an entertaining band, and it looks like they always put on a great show. Oh, they do. I mean, you watch their music videos, and yeah, at least I'm entertained. And no, it's not because it's Transformers related. It's because they're good.
Mm.
I have yet to see them perform live, but it looks like a good time, and this is a fun cover. And I'll go ahead and put the link to their new video once I find it, because they have quite a bit of videos, and I have found it, folks. So give me a second to grab the link and give them a listen. Who knows? You may end up liking them.
You never know.
You never know. Never know. You know, that's the thing. You can find people who are very talented when it comes to music, and they do covers of different songs, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be even though they're a cover band of this stuff, and cover bands can be cool. It's just sometimes it's like, wonder if they're ever thought about writing some of their own music as well.
I think they might have written
Have
some.
they? Okay,
Yes.
pretty cool. Hmm.
And hello to Jet Sparks 373, who says, "No free gaming, you pay." I paid for a crap. I want my money back. No refund.
Well, Jet Sparks can always download the Banana Clicker game, so I hear people are actually making real money with that.
Banana
selling-
clicker?
Yeah, there's a Banana Clicker game that recently come out. That's how gaming has gone. And people are actually selling the legendary badges, Baron, for money, real money, on Steam.
What?
Yeah,
I don't even know what this
Yeah.
even know what this banana clicker thing is. But
I think it's like Cookie Clicker in a way. But from
I
what
don't know what
a friend of mine
that is
told me
either.
the other day, he says you click on it for a week and then you get those legendary badges. Then you can sell them for real money.
Huh?
I'm not kidding.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I know.
I don't know why you do that, but
I don't know.
okay.
I know. Yeah. This is where gaming can go, and the game is free. Banana Clicker is free, completely free. But
Well, that's good. Because I wouldn't pay a cent for it.
Yeah.
Ah, gee, I'm gonna crickets.
Some of the things you find on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to cough there, so I muted myself.
I can't. I thought Car Wash Simulator was was kind of. I mean, I know it's popular with people.
Power Wash
Yeah,
simulator.
Yeah, Power
I mean,
Wash,
they-
yeah.
yeah.
People,
I mean, I'm not.
People will watch streams of that.
I know. I'm not being critical. I mean, if that's what floats your bubble, ain't no problem. But I just thought that of all type of games out there, is like that's popular. Okay, well, no problem.
Yeah.
Makes money. Keeps it off the street.
Think about it. Think about it like this: you come home after a long day's of work. Sometimes you don't want to always play a shooter
No,
or
no.
any kind of action game. What you want to do is you want to relax. So, how some people relax and de-stress? They watch somebody doing a power washing game.
I just put in my my 10 hours of power washing things out there. Now I come home, turn on the TV, and go to YouTube and start watching people doing that in a game. Yeah. And then start yelling things at them because they're doing it wrong. Hey, you forgot that. Well, you know what's kind of interesting is when people.
We were talking about that Concord game, Just Works. That's failing.
I know somebody else who's upset still about how popular the Untitled Goose Game is, and if people who play that, especially some popular streamers, they just make goose sounds and goose noises. It's weird, but I don't know. People just come up with these ideas for games, but Banana Clicker, it's just.
And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the like button over on the Phantom Hooligans, over on Baron Norman Tags, Fandom Legacy, and of course Pacific Forum 4 on YouTube and Rumble. So let's go ahead and get into this article from Niche Gamer.
All right.
Ooh, we're going into the niche of things, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hoity
Stellar
toity.
Blade PC port coming in near future will perform even better than on consoles. You sure about that?
We don't know that.
You told us that the game was going to be uncensored upon release. What happened day one? There was a patch. It censored things.
Hey, it was released on censor. They didn't say they're going to keep it that way.
Baron, Baron.
No, you gotta think like the loopholes that they think through. This is the loopholes they think through. It's like, well, we did release it that way. I mean, it doesn't mean that, like 20 seconds later we didn't put that patch in and change it all. I mean, really, I'm not saying me. I'm talking about those crooks out there.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You believe that guy?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't believe them, but
Jeff Spark says, I know those games, Concord and Dustborn, are just the most woke games ever made to date. But a banana clicking game? Just what?
Yeah. That's how bad gaming has gotten to an extent.
and they're trying to figure out how they can make that woke, I guess. I mean,
I don't think the banana clicker is, but that's funny. Some woke character comes up there. Make sure to click this.
And this article is by Brandon Orselli. It was posted on the 26th.
I think his last name, if I remember, is Orselli. I had to look that up.
Close enough, Cash. Close enough. Jeez.
Oh, and see who's being the big pain today? It's not me. I'm behaving.
Sure, Baron.
Well, you came in hot and bothered already today, so I mean,
no, not at all.
He always, folks, always, and he's gonna deny it, but Baron and I could attest to this. He always comes in backstage, even before we can say, "How you doing today, Cash?" He's going,
You know what really grinds my gears?
Not exactly, but sure.
Oh, there's been times, man.
There's been times. There's been times about Baron too. So yes.
Hey, at least I don't deny it.
No, not yet.
So it says Korean developers Shift Up have officially confirmed a PC port for Stellar Blade, their popular action-adventure game with a buxom protagonist. Have you seen the model?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The developer firmly announced the plans for Stellar Blade PC port. And it goes on to say, in their latest financial results briefing, where investors asked what the timing and expectations are for the game coming to PC. To keep the excitement of Stellar Blade, come on, Mike Reed,
You're good.
with the Stellar Blade IP alive, we are preparing to launch on PC in the near future. Shift Up said after months of rumors and speculation for a PC port. The developer went a step further and said they expect the PC version to perform even better on PC than on consoles, suggesting PC sales are better than its current timed exclusivity on PlayStation 5, or that it will simply perform better on the latest PC hardware. Stellar Blade is available now on PS5. Not going to click on the review of the game. I've beaten the game. Yes, there were parts of it that were very frustrating, especially when you're trying to counter an enemy's attack and the game's like, huh? What? You want me to do what?
Yeah, it's just distracted with the boobies and the butts.
Well, you also said like with the controller sometimes, like when you were doing that puzzle, you said it would move too, right?
Yeah,
uh-huh.
it would. And a lot of areas, not just some areas, a lot of areas, if you're just trying to be careful where you're walking, you have to be very gentle on the analog stick, on the left one, for the movement. And I know when you came by when I was doing that part where it had, the different shapes of the buttons for the PS5 controller on the floor, that you were thinking I had to do that pattern. No, you basically have to be careful where you jump, because if you jump in the wrong area of the platform, then
I saw that, yeah.
that part of the platform
Will
right
fall,
underneath you, it's going to go and you're going to die.
Mm-hmm. And then there were other times that it like moved you when you didn't want to be moved on, because you knew where to go for the next part of the platform. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even in some boss battles, you're trying to dodge, and sometimes the dodge button wasn't responding right away. And it's like, okay, come on, dodge. I need to dodge.
That's why you needed the Plymouth.
Yeah, let's see where they if they put their money where their mouth is on this one. Let's see if they're serious about this. If it's going to be completely uncensored, and if it's really going to run better on PC than consoles.
I mean, I'll say this: even with some of the frustration I had with the game, I still enjoyed it. I just hope that anyone who plays it when it's released on PC, they have a better experience.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because this game was supposed to come out for PC and PS5 at the same time, and then there was that deal made with Sony, and
deal with the devil.
And you're right, Jet Sparks. That's probably one of the first things people are going to do is make mods.
I was just thinking the same thing. Uncensored. Oh, you're going to see some uncensored stuff. I tell you what, with the modders.
Oh yes.
I mean, you guys know what I did in order to get the game to revert back to how it was supposed to be. I uninstalled the digital version I had purchased and installed the disc version. Made sure I wasn't on the internet at the time.
Yeah.
So I could play it as it was intended.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't really notice that much of a difference in controls, whether it was with the patch version or the unpatched version.
Nah.
I thought there was a difference at first, but the more I played it, so nope, still the same controls. But I'll give it a plus. It was better than the demo experience.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
I don't know. Oh no.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, welcome to the newer, better IGN. That's right. We're the newer, better IGN.
Well, that's the thing. Even if I'm playing a game or, talking here on Pop Talk or, we're talking on a different channel, I'm going to talk about my experience with games.
Right.
I'm still going to tell people to stay away from Gotham Knights.
Not the best. Definitely not the
Yeah.
best. Can have some fun with it, but yeah, I feel like after Mike completed that, I'm like, I gotta complete this game sometime just because.
Because Mike
I-
did it. Peer pressure,
I-
man.
I can't
Right.
imagine that Jedi Survivor is still having the problems that it had when it was launched last year.
Let's see. I'm curious. Is it still at mixed on Steam? I'll check right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I never really looked at it because I wasn't really caring to get it. To be honest with you.
Well, it's still $70. Is it a $70
Well,
game?
there we go.
At this
still
point,
mixed. Still mixed. Overall.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? Some people may have the best computer. They may even have a computer that just meets the requirements, but
Right.
the game did have issues. And the only way I was able to fix some of the issues, especially when it would engage into that cutscene between Seer and Vader, is by turning off the VSync.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, some of the latest reviews, wow, the last 3 at least,
Wow.
people are still having lag issues. Wow, that's really
That's
unfortunate.
not surprising.
No.
There were areas of that game where it did have lag issues. I can remember Gap After Dark watching and Kathy Skywalker watching and saying, "Is your internet acting up?" I told him,
Yeah.
"No, it's the game."
Mhm.
Yeah, this
Ooh.
person says it freezes consistently. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
At the same spot, and I'm no longer able to progress. Wow, that's sucks.
Maximum suckage there, man. Maximum suckage.
Yeah. Wow, that's really unfortunate.
It's yeah, it's
I mean-
sad.
I mean,
that we're
yeah, give it a try on Game Pass, Padawan, but that's probably the best way to give it a try is on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or another service that allows you to do it,
Mhm.
like Nvidia's game service.
Right. But now those are becoming increasingly expensive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm gonna keep my Game Pass till December because that's when the Indiana Jones game comes out, and I do want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't.
I-
I think, look, people can rip on Game Pass all they want, but it's one way to test out games and before you want to actually buy them or not buy them. And I think it's just like Starfield, by the way, Baron, if you didn't know, I wanted to say Star Citizen, but no, Starfield. They actually are finally adding vehicles. Bethesda's finally doing it.
I thought they were saying that before, and you were saying it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still needs more.
I know.
I hope they're adding more than just that because
I hope so.
basically all they got themselves is a bit of a clunker now. They have a great thing, and that's what hurts. You know, it's like this can be something really great, but it's like, we'll just kick it around like that younger brother we don't like.
And TGAP Steve is asking, did you hear that Star Wars Outlaw early access players, when the game releases, are going to lose their saves in progress? Yeah, I read about that this morning, all because of the patch.
I laughed.
Another example of a patch messing things up on day one release.
Well, it's like
first I heard of it, but
Ubisoft's logic, we'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, I'm just going to say this right now. If you're playing it through early access and you're enjoying it, I'm not going to rail on you going, oh my gosh, how could you like that game? It's your money. If you like it, good. And I also know people who have played it who don't care for it that much.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
Not every game's going to be made for everybody.
But if you did buy Suicide Squad and that other game, no, I'm kidding. But it's just I'm joking. Come on. But yeah, it's I'm just curious to see. I'm being Baron right now. We'll just see if this game is actually a hit when it comes out. I just don't think Star Wars Outlaws is going to be a hit. I could be wrong, but
it's gonna have an audience that gonna want to try it because it's made by Ubisoft. It has some Assassin's Assassin's Creed like elements in it. So they're
Yep.
going to want to try it because of that. And then some people will be trying it because it has the Star Wars name on it.
Right.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys saw that one scene that somebody was playing at early access, but the guy glitched backwards. I started laughing. The character glitched backwards.
No, I didn't see that one.
It
No,
was
I
bad.
haven't
was
seen
like,
that
"Oh,
video."
no.
Well, Lucasfilm or whatever they call their division for the games now.
Lucas Game
Um,
is what they call it. They
Lucas
should
Game,
just-
yeah,
yeah.
LucasArts.
They should have just kept it
Right.
LucasArts and
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I like
one of
that
the
name a
stupid.
lot.
Well, yeah, but you know what's good though? They changing it there so it doesn't get associated with the great games we had with Lucas.
Yeah.
LucasArts.
My
But But the thing is they're pushing so hard on that they're bringing all these people out just to be able to play like an hour or so.
Mhm.
So they're flying them all out to Disney in LA, putting them up, letting them play 1 hour. Wow, just an hour. And then so they can go out there and do their spread the word about how great this is. And you're going to do it off of just 1 hour of being pampered by an evil entity like that.
and after reading that article about the FTC and reviews, and one of their criteria is if it's not a legitimate review is concerned, is because somebody was paid to give it a good review or received an incentive. Well, what did that go against their new rule?
Right. I mean, I just recently, not too long ago, I did a downvote for the one that we've been having problems with. Jeez, I hate that Mike can't get on the word. I hate the fact that
Helldivers 2. Helldivers.
Thank
2.
you.
Helldivers
My brain went stupid.
Okay.
But I put it exactly in there. I said, this game is fun. This game is great. All that across the board. But the connection issues, people that we want to play with aren't. I said, I will change this review once that is, to a thumbs up when that part is, because this is just as important as anything else. When I put it in there, they started to have these old questions. Is this are you involved? Were you given this game from basically like I think they're trying to say like from the publisher, or are you being paid to do this review they put down on there? Which, tough. I mean, like I can't lie. Am I being paid? But I'll just go, no.
Well,
but they got that in there already.
I'll just come out and say it. I gifted you guys the game.
Right.
I was looking
which
forward
was
to
nice
playing
of
the
you.
game, and
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm gifting this to Cash and Baron.
Yeah, thank you too, by the way. And we were having a ton of fun. But the thing is, I think their question on that was about, did you pay for the game? I think it was leading into the fact that, did you get this from like the company? And so you can do this review. And I think that's their attempt to try to curtail the payola thing. But again, how can you prove it? If, are they telling the truth?
I just feel like games like Star Wars Outlaws, it's like, are you really getting $70 or more for what you get? And I just don't believe you are. I feel that with a lot of games.
Honestly, to answer that question, Cash, I don't think in any game that's being retailed for $70, I don't think in any game you're going to be getting your money's worth.
No,
Mm-mm.
I just think that's why I would always tell people, like, just wait for a sale. I mean, I'm going to play that. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I feel like I want to play The Last of Us 2, but only when it's like $10, $5. When it finally is, then I'm like, all right, I guess I'll finally put myself through this.
Yeah, we know why too, Cash. We know why.
It's not a liquid. It's a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface.
That's how I'm gonna feel.
And this is just me. If you want to pay the $20 that you have to pay for Ubisoft Connect to play the game, do it. But for me, I'm not going to pay that $20.
I think this is always an online game too, if I remember. It's a
Yes.
single player game. That just like, wow, dude, like you just keep twisting that knife. It's jeez. Yeah.
It's basically Ubisoft saying, "Bite the pill. I'm going in dry." That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's just and I'll tell you guys another thing with Ubisoft or Ubisoft or whatever you want to call it. Don't waste your time anymore buying games on Steam because you're going to have to use 2 launchers. So just buy it on the Ubisoft Connect. I know it's not the best. I mean, I ran into a problem one time. They said, "Oh, well, if you don't save your save files in another folder, you're going to lose all your data." I went, "What? That's never happened to me ever on any
we
launcher."
both got one of the Ghost Recon games,
Yes, yeah, we tried
and
to
we
get that
haven't been able
work.
to connect.
No, we might try again sometime, but yes. Yeah, it was we got it like it connected, but we couldn't play with each other. It was frustrating.
Whoa,
There's
whoa!
only
Yeah, I
there's
know,
only
right?
2 times
Yeah.
we were able to connect to a party, but not actually get into the game. And
Mhm.
Right, exactly. Hmm.
what?
I have no idea.
Oh boy.
I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know what the heck that means. I don't. Maybe he meant that for another channel he's listening to. I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't know, but it's like yeah. Shoosh.
So,
La, la, la,
anybody
la, la.
ready for a La Bamba remake?
No.
No.
It won't have Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yep. How many people really wanted a Gladiator Part 2?
Not me.
Not me.
Gladiator.
There are movies like the original Gladiator that don't need a sequel. They're
No.
perfect on their own.
Yeah.
But Hollywood's like, okay, what's that down there in the well? It's Gladiator, sir. Pull it out. We're making a sequel.
Well, see. Yeah, here we go. So, you like Gladiator movies? Maybe I should get that for a clip. So, you like Gladiator? Well, I mean, if you're gonna do a Gladiator movie, do your own. Do it Hollywood style, modern day. Ben Him. It's about confused about what gender he is, a gladiator out there. So it's like it's like Ben Him. I don't know. He can contemplate throughout the entire movie what he truly is as he battles the evil, hordes out there or whatever. I don't know. It's just be Hollywood, be weird.
Well, they don't need to be encouraged to do that. They do it perfectly well on their own.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to help them destroy themselves even more. Listen to me, Hollywood. You'll make a lot of money.
This article was posted on the 26th of this month, and it's by Kathy Steven. And yeah, La Bamba. It's in development from Mucho Mas Media and Sony Pictures. Why? Why? Just why? Watch the original La Bamba. My mom loved La Bamba. She would watch it quite a bit, and when it came on TV for the first time, she recorded it because she loved the movie so much.
Mm-hmm.
So Richie Valens is headed back to the big screen. Mucho Mas Media and Sony Pictures. Sorry.
You okay?
I'm fine. All right. Freaking allergies. Mucho Mas Media and Sony Pictures have teamed up to develop a remake of the Golden Globe nominated 1987 film La Bamba, based on the life of the rock and roll legend. Come on, Mike, read. Luis Valdez, the writer and director of the original film, is on board as executive producer. Oscar-nominated writer Jose Rivera, the Motorcycle Diaries on the Road, is attached to pen the script.
Oh, great. A guy who was glorifying Che Guevara. Oh, great. Wonderful.
Lou Diamond Phillips played Valens in the original Columbia Pictures movie, which depicts the 17-year-old Mexican-American's rise to fame from field laborer to rock star with a string of hits, singles, and A Date with Destiny, fueled by Valens' hit songs performed by the Grammy-winning Los Lobos, as well as classic 50s tunes. La Bamba recreates the thrilling early days of rock and roll and pays homage to the enduring legacy of a remarkable talent whose music crossed all borders. Yes,
Oh,
we
oh,
have Bamba. It's a great film. We don't need a remake. We don't.
mm.
La Bamba was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Drama and for Song of the Year at the 1988 Grammys. In 2017, it was added to the National Film Registry of the U.S. Library of Congress, which recognizes films for their cultural, historic, and/or aesthetic importance. Valens is considered an icon of rock and roll, known worldwide for his hit songs Donna, We Belong Together, and The Eponymous La Bamba. His meteoric ascent was cut short when he died at age 17 in a plane crash with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper in what was dubbed The Day Music Died. Well, he lost three great artists.
Mm-hmm.
Together with the rock and roll classics of Richie Valens, my 1987 biopic La Bamba has graciously withstood the test of time, and yet the tragically short life and career of Richard Valenzuela continues to inspire new generations of fans the world over, Valdez said. As
Okay,
new
one question. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I got one question. I got a question here. Yeah, you said that the movie, it basically says timeless. The movie is great. That's it.
That is
why
what
do you
it
need to
said.
make it? So why do you need to make it another one when this is definitive? Just a question, sir. Just a question.
Because Hollywood is creatively bankrupt for the most part. They just are. Why would they want
Just
to
a
come up?
question.
Why would they want to come up with new ideas when they can just recycle stuff all the time? Yeah, most of the time.
Hmm.
But there's certain films, Baron, they won't touch. I don't believe they will ever touch Citizen Kane. I really don't. I don't think they could do it.
I don't think they
don't want to
want to
give them
do it
ideas.
nowadays.
No,
No.
I don't think they could. I just don't think they could replicate certain things.
Rosebud.
That's right.
As new biographical details have come to light, a new cinematic look at his internally young 17 years on Earth can only add to his undying legend. Well, why can't you make a special documentary that covers that and
There you go.
leave La
Mhm.
Bamba alone?
Exactly.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with making a documentary. I mean, you do it well enough, people will give their word of mouth and say, "Hey, check out the new documentary on."
Richie Valens there and the whole situation. The day the music died. 17-year-old went
Right.
down.
There you
Boom.
go. I like that. Right. That's right. Just do that. I agree, Baron.
It says Javier Chapa will produce the Mucho Mas Media for Mucho Mas Media. Come on, Mike, read it right. And Charisse Clark Suarez, Philip Braun, Robert Munoz, Simon Wise, Vincent Cordero, and Bruce Barshop will executive produce. How many executive producers do you need?
I don't know. I know. Wasn't there at least 4 or something on the Cape Crusader? Something like that, Mike. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's crazy, man.
Mm.
I agree.
Sony Mexico will serve as a creative partner on the music for the film. We're honored and humbled to be retelling Richie's story, the story of an incredible young Latino man who inspired so many people through his music and prodigious talent, said Chapa. We look to uphold and celebrate the original film in ways Luis Valdez and the filmmakers of La Bamba made it a classic. But see, I'm sorry, this is where my skepticism comes in and says you won't be able to do it because that movie that was released in 1987 is timeless.
Right.
Yes. What are we gonna do next? Some freaking remake of Selena and some of this other stuff? Give me a break. What are we down the road? Are we gonna do Walk the Line? I mean, come on. This is just continues to get
I
ridiculous.
walk the line. Yeah.
Well, Walk the Line is a very good movie.
It's a really good film. Yes.
Wow.
Really good.
I-
movie.
I went.
them all like
I
that.
went. And,
Love
I
that
went and
movie.
saw it in
Great
the
movie.
theaters.
Mhm.
Then I went to work the next day. Told a few people about it because they knew I was going to see it. They said, "Mike, how was it?" I said, "Go see it. It's very good." Joaquin Phoenix was good. Reese Witherspoon was good.
Mhm.
Robert Patrick was good.
Mhm. Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
Robert
it was-
Patrick's always good, but
Yeah. It was
Joaquin
really good.
Phoenix can
Yep.
be good if you keep him under control.
Yeah, his speech when he won for the Joker was off the wall, bat crazy, but mostly yeah, it's really unfortunate, but they just keep doing this stuff. I mean, I think something like, we have these sequels coming out. Sometimes they're good, other times not so much, but then we got these remakes that keep coming out. I mean, did we ever need Twister being a remake? No, but it happened and it did well, but
No,
still
it happened, and apparently people liked it enough where they
yes.
went back to see it or told their friends about it, and people have supported the movie this summer.
Right.
Mhm.
Because it's a dumb, stupid popcorn flick, and that's not an insult. It's one where people probably felt safe. I can go into it and not be lectured to.
Yeah, they didn't get
Mhm.
it. They didn't have any lecture on that. Yeah,
Right.
Right.
So,
I mean, which is
it's
nice.
something that we feel safe to go to. I'm going to spend my hard-earned money. I want to make sure that, it's something I feel safe about going to, where we're going to actually be entertained and not go, what the hell is this garbage? But we got to remake La Bamba now because back in the '80s, nobody ever did anything about Mexicans and celebrated Mexican talent or the
You
Mexican
got it.
culture.
You got it.
We
Baron.
never
That's
had any of that stuff back
Mhm.
here, so we're gonna have to do this. But
They
we're
don't
also gonna have to
remember
make
this.
sure
Right.
we have to make sure we get illegal. Sorry, undocumented workers into this, and the plight of them coming through here, and the horrors of the wall. And we have to mix that in there with this story and the struggles that these people are going through, because no one ever liked someone who was in the 50s. No one liked a Hispanic singer, for crying out loud. I mean, Richie Valens, no one knew about him. I mean, come on.
What?
If these people were smarter, they would keep promoting the older film. I wonder how Lou Diamond Phillips feels about this. I did.
That's a good
He
question.
did.
It's a good
He did
question.
pop into what was it? A number of years ago. This was before COVID. He had sunglasses on though, Baron. He's a big deal. Lou Diamond Phillips. He's a good actor. I'll say that. But
He is.
He's always been a
big
good
deal.
actor.
Yeah, he's a big deal. That's why he had to wear sunglasses that day at the grocery store, Baron.
Did you bother him? You're bothering
No,
him. Yeah.
I don't. I just said, "Oh look, it's Lou
no.
Diamond Phillips," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah, you go away now." Yeah, it was just funny to see.
Yeah,
him with
right.
sunglasses
Yeah,
on.
right. I think Barron's is onto something. Oh, it's
No.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
No.
Hey, Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips. Some might kill.
No. I think he's a good actor, but he's never been one of my favorites.
Oh, but he's still a good one. You
He
know
is.
you're going to get at least a good performance if
Yes.
he's in the film.
Agreed.
Yeah, you are. And, there's another actor that, you're going to get a good performance from. But again, do we need a Gladiator 2?
No,
Honestly, ask yourself that
No.
question.
So you don't like Gladiator films?
I do, but when they're made as well as Gladiator was, you don't need to touch
they
it again.
tied it all
Lightning's
up.
not gonna-
They don't need to continue it after all these
Lightning's
years.
not going to
It's just-
strike twice.
I just don't think this is going to do very well. It's nothing against Denzel, even though, he might be out of place in the time period, but still, he'll put on a really good performance. I'm not worried about that. It's
Oh, the
just,
time. What do you mean not a place in the time period?
well, insert person here, basically.
Well, in Rome, you did have multiculturalism.
certain,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
You had-
it's
it's
appropriate.
just- I don't know. I mean, it might be, but it's just,
Right. I mean, the thing is in Rome, you were either a plebeian or you were a citizen. Citizenship was could anybody, if you could afford it, if you could buy your way into citizenship, which gave you voting rights, or if it was bestowed upon you. And then, of course, that was passed down, and anybody could be a citizen from anywhere. As people would know, theologically, Saint Paul was a Jew who was also a Roman citizen. That he used to help him out through things. So you could have a black man who was a citizen of Rome, but it didn't necessarily mean that you were what you would consider Italian. There were many that were the Italian that weren't citizens.
You've probably looked into this more than I have, Baron, but have you, throughout history, has there ever been in Rome, has there ever been a minority king or a black king? There might have been, but I don't know. Have you've probably done more research on this than I have, so I was just
one as it goes into an aspect, you didn't call them kings, especially after the big war and they became a republic,
or like a Caesar or whatever. Yeah, okay,
right, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, Julius Caesar brought himself when he came in. He called himself a dictator. He did not want to be called king because the taste of king was still. It was still a bad taste. But then Augustus took over and he became what they call first citizen, or I can't really pronounce the word, but that's where the word president comes from. So he was the first citizen of Rome. But as it comes around, that was almost basically either a dynasty legacy or it was something that, people took advantage and came in, such as you had all the way up to Nero, you had the Julian Claudian line. Until Nero was assassinated. Then you had various others, and you started getting another family line, and then whoever was in there. So as it goes for someone who wasn't of that upper class, no, you didn't have necessarily a person of color or someone who was outside of the influence of what we considered Italian today. But when it came around to people who were in this were citizens and all that, yeah, you could have black men that were citizens because it was bestowed upon it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And you could have freedmen and you could have slaves, just like you could have anybody, a slave, an average person, or a citizen. So as that went along,
and I mean, this is not exactly right. So this is not exactly, truthful. And we know, I'm not saying Ridley Scott can't put on a good film. So, insert this character here or this race here. It probably doesn't matter that much because it is considered fiction then, I guess.
Well, are they wanting to make Denzel a Caesar?
I thought Denzel was a Caesar in this. I don't. Did you see the?
No,
have you seen the trailer? Oh, you
no,
haven't
I've
seen the trailer. Oh,
no.
okay. I thought you had. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if he's a Caesar, because you got to remember, was it Peter O'Toole or who played? That was basically Marcus Aurelius.
Yes. Okay.
That he had, which was a
very
famous.
I had thought you saw.
One of the last of the good Caesars. One of the last.
Yeah,
of the good Caesars.
I thought you might have seen the trailer, Baron. That's why I was bringing all that up. Okay.
In fact, oddly enough, as we're talking about this is the book I have on my desk right now that I'm about to reread, Marcus Aurelius Meditations.
Awesome. That's great.
Funny that we should bring that up, but yeah, I've done a little stuff on Roman history because it fascinated me.
Right, and the whole thing is like I look at this probably more as fiction because obviously in the first one we've never had a slave who became, a general who became a slave who became a gladiator or whatever. It makes an interesting story for the first movie, but this one, and I'm not saying Denzel can't do any of these roles; he can do whatever he wants.
No.
Denzel, but. I just had this conversation before with Phil, and it's kind of like, is this another case of insert this person here? It doesn't matter, I guess, but if it's fiction, as long as it's fiction.
Let's just put it this way: Gladiator as history was crap.
Right.
It was about as historical about that Marcus Aurelius and everybody as Mel Gibson being William Wallace.
Right. It's fiction, it's not really based on much truth at all. Exactly. It just makes a really interesting film.
Yeah. Right. It's a story. It's a story,
right.
And but the sad thing is, people want to grab it and glom onto it and think that, oh, this is real history here, folks.
Even in the Napoleon movie that Ridley Scott did, there's inaccuracies in it. There is. So
right.
It makes a pretty interesting film, but there's definitely inaccuracies in it.
Right. And if you're going to do a historical film, you got to try to be as historical accurate as possible.
Ridley Scott has made it clear he doesn't give a shit. Is that good? I don't think so, but
well, again, it's caring about the source material. If you're doing something about history, that's your source material. You should care about it.
Exactly.
You should try to be as true to it as possible. I mean, granted, there's going to be liberties taken and such, or at least go out and make a film that's true historical fiction.
Right.
Like the Rhode Orm, also known as the Longships, where it was historical fiction. They did run across historical people, like Bluetooth from Denmark, Harald Bluetooth. But the thing is, the story wasn't centered around true historical people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, you could have a general disgrace, but one of the things would be is not necessarily being turned into a slave and then into a gladiator. It was more like, here, take the sword, fall on it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's the Roman way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, Barron's history class is over, folks. Remember, there will be a test Friday, so be prepared for it. And yeah.
Wait a minute. There's going to be a test.
And I expect the reports on Monday. 10 pages, double space.
Okay. Double spaced.
Thanks, Professor Tag. So let's go ahead and get into this article. Denzel Washington teases retirement in new interview. There are very few films left for me to make that I'm interested in. This is by Jessica Fisher. It was published on Geek Tyrant a couple of days ago. And it says Denzel Washington is one of the greatest actors of our time, having won 2 Academy Awards and being nominated for 8 more. He has had memorable roles in films like Glory, Malcolm X, Training Day, Philadelphia, Flight, Fences, The Equalizer. All 3 films are great.
Highly recommend Fences, but if you like that, it's obviously based on a play. So, but it was really good.
What?
Yeah, I know.
The Tragedy of Macbeth and his upcoming film Gladiator 2. We don't need a Gladiator 2. We were just saying that.
Sorry, Denzel. I can't agree with you on this one, man.
Hey, they threw enough money at him.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably did.
And working with Ridley Scott, that's probably
exactly
incentives right there.
Yeah, I mean, he works with Ridley's brother, so
because let's face it, Denzel can still get people to the theater.
Oh yeah, of course.
Even more than Mark Hamill?
Yes, Baron, more than Mark Hamill.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's powerful.
So it says there have been many more film roles, but these are some of his most impactful. And Washington believes there aren't many more like them in his career. During a recent interview with Empire Magazine to promote his part in Ridley Scott's sequel, Gladiator 2, Washington admitted the upcoming epic was one of the few movies left to make that's still interested in him. He explained. Okay, let's hear his explanation. There are very few films left for me to make that I'm interested in, and I have to be inspired by the filmmaker, and I was tremendously inspired by Ridley. It helped that Washington had already worked with Scott and had a great experience while making 2007's American Gangster. That's an awesome film. Highly recommended if you haven't seen it.
Great movie.
Him and Russell Crowe are awesome in that.
Yeah, that's actually based on a true story as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, goes on. There's some sort of gangsters. That's fine.
We had a great go around, the first go around, and here we are. He's engaged. He's excited about life and his next film. He's an inspiration. We should all want to feel like that at 86. Scott also feels quite confident about Gladiator 2, separately telling Empire that it's the best thing I've ever made. I don't know, Alien's right up there.
Blade Runner.
One of the best things I've made. A few good runs. It goes on to say the sequel stars Paul Mescal as a grown-up Lucius, the son of Lucilla Connie Nielsen, and the nephew of Commodus, the original film's antagonist, played by Joaquin Phoenix.
Mhm.
The story picks up years later with Lucius now living in northern African region of Numidia, where he was sent by his mother as a child, as it was just outside the reach of the Roman Empire. Events bring Lucius back to Rome as a gladiator, where he makes new enemies and reunites with his mother. Come on, Mike, speak. Washington plays Macrinus. Come on, Mike. Gosh, I hate it when I do that. A wealthy power broker in Rome who keeps a stable of gladiators for sport. Gladiator 2 is set to open in theaters on November 22nd.
And yes, you would have had that. That would have been yeah. And he was in Nubia. That's where the Nubian. We hear about the Nubians, and you had them in Rome. They were in the gladiator games. They were servants. They were free people. Some were citizens, and obviously in this case, it sounds like being a power broker depends on where he is. So, yeah, it's believable there. Yeah. Rome was all inclusive. It's just the snootiness comes around. Are you a citizen or not?
You're not a citizen. They did look down upon you.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't vote. You didn't have a say. So, and of course, again, and then you had, of course, the next step down, slaves. And in many ways, you wouldn't even know if a person was a slave or whatever, because they'd be doing important stuff. There were scribes. They were doing paperwork. All sorts of work. It wasn't just as we think about working in fields or working in dangerous conditions. Actually, in Rome, in some cases, it was, because if your master or mistress was being accused of something, they could take you because you have no rights, and they could torture you to try to get information that you might know about them.
Interesting. So Denzel role is actually accurate to history then. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be accurate. Now, I'm not saying that Rome was flooded with that, but right, yeah, you would, especially in the gladiator.
There were pockets of it.
Right.
Nice. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad. But yeah. I don't know. I just hope my brother is not like, oh, Gladiator 2, maybe I should go see this. I'd be like, no.
He will.
I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea if he's going to see it or not. But
how do you like that, though? Here we are, and we didn't fly off the handle. It's like, okay, we found out the facts. Yeah, this is what it is. We're not
right
because you got a black guy, and we're not going to get upset. No, it fits, man. No. Come on,
right?
This is how you do it, folks.
It works because
right.
If you take a deep dive into history, you'll notice why it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How it works.
Exactly. And it's best not to fly off the handle on these things, folks.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And I do want to say hello to Leia Rose. Good to see you.
Hello, Leia.
Hey, Leia Rose.
The princess of YouTube, and also the sole member of the Film McCracken fan club.
And the founder, too. She's not a member, just a member. She's not just a founder, she is a member. There we go. That's what I say.
Quiet, Phil. Phil McCracken, he hates everything. It's not rhetoric, folks. It's fact. He's even told us.
He already corrected his mistake, Phil. Go back to the Matrix, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
go back play with Joe.
He wants to be known by his Roman name, Bigamus Dicamus.
I'm like that guy on the infield. You know, doesn't matter which position on the infield. I'm, first baseman, second baseman, shortstop, third baseman. I boot the ball. It's still in front of me. I managed to grab it and throw it over to the appropriate base for the out.
He goes by his other name, Rodimus Gobot, Baron.
Rodimus Gobotomus. You got to do it Roman style. Gobotomus.
Oh, right. We got to get the Gobotomus in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on, do it right, man.
No, you got it. Yours sounds better. I thought mine was good though. Still,
it was. I just did an improvement. Just a little.
Okay. No. The improvements welcoming.
And this is pretty much all the articles I digged up for today's Pop Talk, along with some articles that Cash found for today. So guess what, gentlemen? We're not done. You guys get to decide what we're going to talk about next.
I don't know.
Ooh, wow.
Sure, there's
That's
something
fun. Now you're putting me to work on a last minute work here. I got the pressure coming on now. Ooh, what am I going to do?
Denzel,
I'm calling you out of the bullpen, Baron.
I would love you'd love to interview somebody like Denzel, because of, just like Morgan Freeman, and you just sit there in amaze listening to the man, talk about his career, talk about life, talk about all kinds of things. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Hey, how you like that? Mm-hmm. How you like that new Batman logo, huh?
I don't know. I mean, he'd probably have an opinion on it. I don't know why he wouldn't.
I saw that. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
It would be like, did you really feel like?
Did you see that redesign of Batman? It's like,
yeah.
Where
I was hoping that was a joke, but it's not.
No,
it's not, Cash. It's not.
I know it's not.
I wish. I wish. Yeah, I know. It makes me sad too. I'm crying.
I was like, what is this? I'm like, is this like the DC logo where you guys had it like it looked like it was turning the page? It looked cheap. Come on, dude. Come on, DC. Not this crap again.
Yeah.
You want to know what else is in an actual nut? Pistachios.
Oh,
what? I'm just responding to T-Gap Steve.
Yes, you
Peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. Discuss.
A peanut? Well, it's closer to pea. It's a legume. So it's closer to the pea. That's why they call it goober peas. Goober peas? Yeah.
Palm olive. It's great for the hands. Palm olive. You can wash your dishes and you can keep your hands nice and smooth. Yeah. Although Cash
soaking in it
like that. Yeah.
You're soaking in it. Yeah. Oh, people are going, what are they talking about? It's like, hey, it's called when we had real commercials. Not the ones we have now where it's like, yeah, my colostomy bag, I need to get that through my medical service. But they do it nice and discreet.
Well, it's just like even the M&M's commercials aren't even starting to become funny anymore. What was the last one? Botany or something? That guy was talking about he has tattoos on his face and is like, he goes and helps the father with gardening or something. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. And there's a line by the green M&M.
I'm just like, what? Is this supposed to be funny?
Where she says, resting dad face over there is in the botany too.
Yeah, I mean,
dad says, grab some pruners, let's prune.
Let's go back to the Santa.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Let's go back to the Santa commercial. He does exist. He does exist.
Those they still play it every Christmas.
Yeah, they do.
How old it is?
It's still funny.
Yes.
It's clever. It's like, come on.
Okay, remember Santa Claus riding the saber?
Like you mentioned, Cash, the part where the red M&M and Santa make eye contact. He does exist. They do exist. I mean, how many times have you left, no matter how old that commercial is, every time it comes on around Christmas?
It's funny.
It gives you, it gives you, it gives you a warm feeling. It's I mean, like I was saying before, when you had Santa Claus on the razor, sliding through the, with the razor, it's like, of course, you don't have that no more because razors have changed so much, but.
that guy in a swimsuit flying through the snow. Was it Jesus head? And he just crashes into things. It's so ridiculous, but it is pretty clever. I will say there's still some clever ads out there, but then there's
We're
other
not,
stuff like
we're not speaking bad about
No.
face tattoos. We're speaking about how lame commercials
Yes.
have gone.
right.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's late. Yeah, but this is kind of funny here. I've been listening. When I listen to like quote unquote radio, through the internet, I use Radio Garden. I like listening to stuff from around the world and see how things are. And I came across one of the Russian ones, which is, and I think the channel was like, I can't remember, it was Warsaw Pact era, or if it was, but it was something like that. It was before the wall came down stuff. And there is singing, "I want to teach the world to sing," but it's in Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the thing is that song came from Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Originally.
That's right.
And then they rewrote it so it could become a major hit. And for a while there, they'd bring it back. I wish they'd bring it back every year, for Christmas and all that. But it's like, this anti-capitalist nation, a union, USSR, Russia, all that. And they take a song that was American rock and roll that was a capitalist song, even though it was rewrote, and now they're playing it in Russia. It's like, okay, can my head spin any further?
Yep.
I'm sorry. These are the things that amuse me.
I mean, remember the early Six Flags commercials with Mr. Six?
Oh,
you guys.
Which ones?
The Six Flags commercials with Mr. Six.
Oh, you know why? Because we don't have them around us. We didn't get their commercials.
Well, somebody has failed. Not you, Baron, but somebody should be very familiar
No, I
with
remember
some
it.
of the.
Yeah, I remember those. You said it's just been a while since I've seen those commercials. A long time. Yeah.
I just remember a commercial where this old freaky looking guy comes on and starts dancing. I think that was
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Well, that's him.
That's the one,
That's
Baron.
one?
Yes,
Okay.
that's Mr. Six.
Okay. Oh, that's Mr. Six. I didn't know he had a name. I didn't know he had a name.
Yeah. Now Six Flags, of course, are just. I'm still surprised Six Flags is going on, because I think a few years ago or more, maybe it was before COVID, they were going into some kind of bankruptcy problem.
Well, now Six Flags and Knott's Berry Farm are under the same umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think there was rumors that Six Flags, this was a long time ago, there were rumors that Six Flags was going to buy our Valley Fair that we have. I don't think, it's not a Six Flags, but I don't know if they bought into it or not, but I remember that going around for news. That was about 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah. You are a simp, Jay. Shut up. Come on, man. Not a simp.
Yeah.
What's this here? Watch
Jace.
I'm not a
What's the
simp.
new
I'm not a
Crow
simp.
movie? It's my movie, but still not gotten the money for it. But I hope soon. And I'm not being a simp. Just so peeps know, don't listen to these guys. Yeah, my dad, who also thinks I am. But Jace, you've never denied your love and affection for Jenna Ortega. That is why you're going to go see Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
We know it. We know this already.
And it sounds like, I'm not being mean here, but just it sounds like they're brutalizing that movie in the reviews.
Yeah, look, I can't.
So if the critics are brutalizing it, then it must be good.
That's what I'm thinking. Usually that's the way it goes.
Well, it didn't. I mean, I'm glad it made Jace happy. I am. He said he didn't. From what the conversations I've had with Jace about this already, he doesn't feel it's as much as a remake. It's more of a continuation to some extent. So, yeah.
Oh no, he wants to know the source. What's your source, Baron?
What's the source? Oh, geez. I looked through so many news articles out there. I don't know. I mean, but I've seen the reviews that were brutalizing. It's like, wow. I mean, not that I go by them, Don't get me
No,
wrong.
no. It's just there.
I trust. Like I said, I trust our group more than anything else. It's like, okay, well, they're brutalizing it, so I mean, Oh, what's your circle, Jenna?
Oh my gosh! Jace, listen to this, and then the XD, and there's some shady stuff going on. Dang it, Jace. No.
Jace.
Bro, come on.
We all know who you simp for.
Yes, that's not a hard one, dude, to figure out.
You made it abundantly clear. So, Cash from Aaron, do you have an article or a topic that you would like to discuss before we head over to Rumble?
I'm just going through all this stuff and seeing all the, because I'm looking at some articles or trying to look for some articles as we go along here. CBR comes across, Gandalf was not the only wizard who changed his color in The Lord of the Rings. It's like, really? Wow. This is a story?
I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it.
What?
I mean, no.
What the hell you say?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like, oh God. I mean, I know they didn't do it I don't know why Peter Jackson didn't do it in his trilogy, which he should have, but it's like Saruman is of the multicolor, and he turned, basically rainbow on there. And it's like CBR, the Sterling Ulrich, and I didn't bring it up. The reason why is because it's on my Microsoft crap thing here, and we always have problems with them if we refer to them.
Yep.
And then, of course, they're going through their little pin-headed thing about trying to explain why and so on and so forth. It's like, do you really need to do? I don't know. It's just, I see some of these articles, and it's like right off the bat, I know the answer already, and that's not because I'm a smarty pants. It's like this is basic stuff in these stories.
It's just also like, why do you even think about this stuff? It's just like the whole thing where you actually had some people, I think it was the Gamer and some other media sites that were like, oh, the robot is hot in Star Wars Outlaws because it has like abs. And you're like, huh? Like, why do you think of these things, guys? Like, this is where your mind goes? Okay,
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I wish that wasn't a case, but it's actually true.
Well, yeah, it is actually true. I mean, the thing is, it's like I was saying before. I've been saying here that a lot of this has just turned into clickbait yellow journalism. They have these sensationalized headlines. You go in there, and it's just bullshit.
Yep.
And it's and word salad, and whether it's Game Rant or Screen Rant or CBR,
PC Gamer. I mean, you got the game,
MSNBC.
Right. I mean,
I'm going straight for even the big guys.
You still got people yelling and screaming about J.K. Rowling and the connection with Hogwarts Legacy. It's like, guys, you can feel how you want about J.K. Rowling, but what she said isn't wrong. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know you want to feel this way. It doesn't mean what she said is not true, because it is.
Well, the sad thing is nobody.
That's one example.
Nobody should be going into doing this yellow journalism crap, and that's exactly what it is. And it goes right into streamers and stuff like that with what titles they put for their show. It's like I said, it's over, people. It's just over. Yes. I mean, and then you have the glowing red eyes and stuff like that. Stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Stop doing that out there. Honestly, do you want to be respectable out there? Quit trying to be like Pulitzer and Randolph Hearst, going out there and doing your doing all your yellow journalism. Think about it. They were doing that in the day back when in New York you only bought one paper, but there were two papers in town, so you had to try to one up each other with the sensationalism. It goes right down to the stupid tabloids in Britain that you have today, whether it's the Sun or whatever. In other places, we have TMZ and the other hack organizations out there, and yes, even our quote unquote true and what they want to call the mainstream media. And you know what? Us streamers should rise up above that. Quit doing that stuff. Quit being Mike Zero. Quit doing
and
that.
look,
Because it'll make it much more respectable. They'll make you much more respectable.
right. And if you're not sure about something, Star Wars Outlaws, something else that's coming out, something that you just like, this is a mess. Just say that it's a potential dumpster fire. Don't say
Right.
that you know for facts that this is going to happen, or we know that even the new Joker film is going to be a bust. We don't know that.
We don't.
It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, like Barbie. Look how
Yes,
big Barbie was. No one expected that out of Barbie.
I didn't expect Barbie to be.
No,
the
I didn't
success
expect it to be
was.
that big
Yeah.
of a success. I thought
I was
it
expected
could
to be a success, but not like
Yes.
that. No.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. It's just you feel like just some of these titles is like you just don't know, and so you just if it does happen, fine. Look, I understand when they say things in articles or Disney does stuff, other companies, not just Disney, and they say things, it does bring up red flags. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but when we say that we know for sure it's going to burn and it's going to suck or whatever, yet it does become a success, then people should come out and say, well, I was wrong about that. But then we have other people even on YouTube who don't want to admit that they were wrong about that. That's a
Right.
problem.
I'll even admit, when Pop Talk started 3 years ago, I was tempted to put clickbait or headlines into the title for the show, but I thought, no, I want to let people know right away what we're talking about.
Right.
What the topics are going to be. I mean, heck, the first show talked about the Orville, talked about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the important thing. Don't let people know what you're talking about. Quit going for this rage, clickbait, anger, and there's nothing wrong with discussing the red flags that are coming up on projects coming out.
Exactly.
But don't ignore the other stuff. It's like, well, this looks interesting. This looks interesting in it. But yeah, we got this red flag. Be analyzing it. I know we don't like these companies that are doing this stuff, but we want to have a better voice, don't we? We want people to be to come back and be respectful. We don't want people to start getting tired going, oh, great, they're just doing clickbait crap again about Kathleen Kennedy and all that. Kathleen Kennedy's going to get you, by the way. Quit doing that. We got to rise up. If we want to be better than what we got out there, then we got to be better.
Right, and we're
If
not.
we do not like the press, we got to be better than them.
Right, and it doesn't matter if it's Beargate 3. It doesn't matter what it is. We're not going to push you off the panel because you have a different opinion than us. So,
right, and that's it. Nothing wrong with having differing opinions. That's why we should have discussion shows, especially with people that don't agree with each other, but respect each other and like each other, or at least respect each other. We got to take it serious. We cannot be caught in a bubble like the other ones are, and that's my big fear of streaming right now. We streamers are being sucked into that.
That was my goal for Pop Talk in the beginning. Is to have it be a place where we can all discuss the things we love. You don't believe me? Go back and watch episode 1.
Everybody hates watching their first episode of something, I tell you that. I mean, I'm just looking at the Screen Rant article. 10 Lord of the Rings mysteries that Tolkien canon never answered. Good!
Who cares?
Not everything has to be answered. Not everything has to be answered at all at one time. Some things you might plant the seeds for something to be answered in the future story, but other things are just left as a mystery. Leave them as a mystery. Let the fans speculate how something began.
Right, or ended, or whatnot, because that's what brings discussion out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be spoon-fed this stuff.
No.
But I'm not attacking any YouTuber out with my statements here. I just want to let you say, except for Mike Zero. But I'm not attacking anybody because that's my solemn oath. I don't want to go on air and attack my fellow streamers. But I do want to sit back and warn them and say things that, hey, you know what? Let's step it up. We've been slipping a little bit here. We can't let ourselves slip into the same poisonous pool that the mainstream stuff has or other people have out there that we don't like. We need to keep things open. We need to keep things when we look at this stuff. I mean, look at me. I'm not saying I'm exemplary at all this, but I hardly ever see an article. In fact, today I didn't even know what articles were coming up. That's how much I didn't pay attention. Why? I wanted to be honest about my approach. But in that, also, I didn't want to be knee-jerk.
Right.
Okay, let's find out more about this story and get an honest take. And you're getting it straight from the heart. You're getting it straight from, none of this is prepared. And I think that's important. Now, other people can't work that way. That's fine. But each person has their own thing, their own way to do something, their own niche. Ooh, I use fancy words. Right? So, I mean, I'm not necessarily good sitting back with a script. I'd rather, freeform it. But the thing is we got to quit being clickbaity. I've never seen such yellow journalism in my life. And the last place I wanted to be is amongst us.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there. And it's just like when the people are like, oh, I'll just accept this and I'll accept this from any company without question. That's very dangerous. That means they can just do whatever they want and there's no repercussions at all, no criticism from them. That's crazy. And I'm going to always keep pushing that you should not, it doesn't matter if it's a company you love. If they mess up, make sure to actually criticize them if you feel the way. Look, you don't have to threaten anyone. That's not what we're saying. It's just that what it is just make sure that you don't just go, oh, it makes sense or something. And don't get mad at somebody because they have a different opinion on stuff. When people say like remakes, for example, ask people, why do we need the remakes? Like, why? Mm-hmm. It's just the way the game was fine. Or just go with the remaster. Remaster is fine and just add better graphics with still being a great game that a lot of people love. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, on the 12th, I'm going to try that Lollipop Chainsaw Repop.
Yeah, I might as well. I never played it, so I've only watched you play it, Mike, and I've watched some other people, but yeah.
Because I'll be able to notice right away the changes in the remaster version compared to the original version.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest threat I have against these that I give to these companies and such, the biggest threat is you're not getting my money. Exactly. You're not getting my time. Mm-hmm. That's my threat. Mm-hmm. That's the harshest I have for threatening these out there. Other than that, I don't give a rip.
Nope.
And it's like, okay, I'm not going to buy your product. No, I'm not going to participate in what you're doing. There we go. Oh my God, that's worse than the funny mustached Austrian guy. We YouTubers, honestly, we need to start getting a little bit better now.
Yeah,
a lot of us have slipped. A lot of us have slipped, and we need to try to get a fellowship going and start realizing this isn't about me. This isn't about me. This isn't about Mike. This isn't about cash.
We do,
this is about something we're passionate in.
Right. We don't need any kind of echo chamber. No.
Mm-hmm. Think about the ones that we've lost this year.
Oh yeah. Just the other day too, sadly.
Bird of Prey 5. You have pop culture discussion with him, especially Star Trek. He, made a lot of people happy. Hell Kuroga and hello, it's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla. And yes, I'm doing that in tribute to him. But he brought so much joy to a lot of people. And then you had Klabi. He brought joy to a lot of people. His knowledge of Star Trek. You wanted to know what happened in one particular episode of the original series? That man could tell you.
Mm-hmm.
He was the source of knowledge when it came to Star Trek. And then the legendary Tron. And I'm going to piggyback off of Loki from this morning's show. You never heard Tron complain.
No.
You never saw any tweets from Tron complaining about his situation? No. He was always happy. And I think we all need to learn from those three individuals that life isn't that bad. And we don't always have to harp on the things that are going on with Disney or other companies that we don't like. There is positive news out there. You got to look
Yes.
for it. Yes, it's
That's right.
hard.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
it's there.
hmm
And the reason why it's hard work is because of these nattering nabobs and negativity out there, shuffling the good stuff back so they can put the clickbait, yellow journalism crap forward.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there.
Well, the lectures never help either, because even from these sites that people are getting paid, because they're not showing all the research. You can just tell that they haven't done some of the research. I know the hell you say, but still, they as paid critics and paid they should do more research on this stuff.
They should.
Well, yeah. And even those of us who aren't paid. Because you know what? There's something called a reputation.
That's right.
And I think the one thing is you got to get the one thing you should be very serious about yourself when you're doing this, right? The one thing is your reputation. In other words, your word that you're not going to go out there and BS people, that you'll be, as proper as possible. Your reputation. That's the only thing that you should be obsessed about with yourself. Don't let the ego get in there that I am so and so now. I'm this big guy. No, everything should be my reputation. Because moment I start breaking my word, the moment I start doing the sensationalism garbage, you start losing that. You start losing that. You start becoming, believe it or not, a joke. And you might have people still watching you, but how many of them are watching you because they're laughing at you?
True. We've made mistakes here on Pop Talk. We've corrected our mistakes too.
Yes.
Yeah, never be too big to admit the moment you admit your mistake, people respect you even more.
That's right.
Right? And I'm talking about really, for real, not just blow it off. I mean, there's laughing about it. I made a mistake. I was an idiot. There's that thing compared to just a petty, whatever. So, man up your mistakes. We all do it. Honestly, I mean, how many hours have we put into streaming here? You mean to tell me that all these hours that we put in, we never made a mistake or said something wrong or said something untoward? Everybody has.
None of us are the be all end all. None of us are perfect.
No one's
We're
perfect.
human beings. We're not perfect.
Yep. Fortunately, there's some people out there who think that they're perfect, maybe more than some, but
Me. Well, no, in all seriousness, if we want to take this serious, and this is even to those that are monetized and getting money in, right? Don't change what you are.
that's right.
Don't think you have to change something. Now, that doesn't mean don't do improvements, right? Whenever you go, this is a constantly evolving thing. You're just going to start finding out there's things that you've done that aren't really working no more. So either you got to put it back a little bit more or maybe just eliminate it. And you might need to bring something in and bring something a little bit more forward. But overall, the center of the whole thing is you. You do not change.
Yep. And
You be that same person from that first episode with the same passion and desires as you are now.
And don't let people, drones or other people, make you feel bad because you don't want to buy something that they bought or watch something that they want to watch, or you feel you're tired of censorship in gaming or other things, or you're tired of this message. Don't feel bad because you feel that way.
But be prepared to explain yourself, especially if you're on YouTube.
Yes.
If you don't like something, say why.
Yes.
I mean, I try to do that every time. Well, I do not like this. This is the reason why I don't really like this, or it didn't catch on to me. And sometimes you can hear kind of the disappointment of voice of fact because I wanted it to.
Yeah. Well, that's like me with the recent Alien movie, Alien Romulus. I started noticing things as I'm watching the movie that dropped my score down big time. Thinking, wait a minute, you're just copying and pasting from Alien 3 and Resurrection. What the hell?
Yeah, Alien 3, which wasn't that good of a film.
No.
Even if it did have a future Doctor in it.
True.
Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know stuff. But, in all reality is be true to yourself. If you have a different opinion or a different take, be respectful. And be respectful to those that have the other one. Opposite one. And talk about it. And figure out in between the two of you, if you're on a panel show like this.
Yeah. If you're on a panel show, be respectful to your fellow panelists. Whether you agree with them or not, still show some level of respect.
Unless you're streaming with Cash Money, then we go at it, don't we, Cash?
Sure, whatever.
Yes, so some might say you guys don't show each other respect. You want to know why we have this banter back and forth? Because we talk to one another on Discord, and we have conversations. We've all mentioned this before. Yeah. We give Anonymous a hard time. He gives us a hard time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, because the reason why is there's something between the banter and actually being real about it. Right. Mm-hmm. When you've done hours and hours of streaming with people, you get to know them. You get to know. Yeah. Seriously, my apologies, sir. The certain ticks or whatever, and you play off of it. Why? Entertainment. Entertainment is, and that's all it is. It's like no anger, no ire. Yeah, we poke fun at Animas. He pokes fun back at us, and we're not even going to talk about Phil McCracken or even Jace. I mean, we know each other. And you start seeing some of this banter going back and forth. It's because we are friends, and we do. It is a sign of respect for each other.
It is, and some people may say that you can't make friends on YouTube. I beg to differ, and you want to know why? Because of the two gentlemen that are here on this panel with me. They become my friends, my family, my brothers. Anonymous is another brother that I never had.
Even though he's in the she shed.
Jason Fox is that younger brother I never had.
Yeah, from Norway.
Yeah. Phil McCracken. He's like that older brother I never had. Leia Rose. She's like a sister. DJ Ronnie G.
Nerd.
Maybe a nerd, but he's also a brother. He's part of the family.
And he would be insulted if we didn't do that.
Yeah. We're all part of the family.
Yeah. If you didn't do that, you'd start going, what's wrong? Yeah.
I mean, I could have given up doing this a long time ago. But you want to know one thing about me? If you're new to the channel, or even if you've been around, but maybe you just don't know, I'm stubborn. Watch my gameplay. I'm stubborn. If I think I can do something, I'm going to try to do it. But guess what? In real life, I'm stubborn too. I don't give up. I refuse to give up.
You shouldn't. We're going to teach Baron the act of torturing himself in games. So
I'm going to teach him how to ramble in games. That's what I'm going to teach him.
And then, of course, you know what? No, more like that weird old uncle. Weird old uncle. I look at it more like that. Hey, you want to see a dead body? Come on.
No, Phil. I don't.
Phil, did you?
I'll let you poke him with a stick.
No. Phil, what do you want now?
Well, why did you steal this mannequin from the department store?
Dang it, Phil.
I like the clothes that it had. Did you pay for it? Well, never mind. Why did I even ask that question?
Yeah. Me and Joe are going to get some ice cream now.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Phil, he sent me an article. Or what was it? No, it was a few days ago. Yes, a few days ago that said that, of course, Aerosmith is not exactly done. Yeah. And I thought, did you send that article to Mike so you can try to prove
No, he
something
didn't
to him?
send me
He
anything.
didn't send
Of
you
course
anything.
not.
Dang
No,
it,
because
Phil.
But he's listening right now, so he's gonna go.
he's
Mike,
scared. He's
read
scared.
this.
That's right. That's right.
He's scared of Mike. That's why. Yeah, that's right. I said that. He's scared of Mike because we all know the big boss is around him, the power.
No, he's heard me when I'm none too pleased.
Like Cash and I after every show.
Yeah, he's like, what happened? We didn't do anything.
We were good this time.
We did nothing wrong.
Well, you did something because Mike's not talking to you guys right now.
Yeah. No, I just guess that's my advice going out there with a lot, especially those that are streaming, even those that have been. It's like, oh, you're just a little guy. You're just a little guy. You don't know much. It's like, well, I've had experience in other areas, and I just know what I do know about it, and I do sometimes can tell that there is a shift on stuff, and it's like every fad, and let's face it, these things are fads. Like the sensationalism, yellow journalism is a fad. And I think people are getting tired of it because it's just, especially in this age of clickbait. I think people are tired of having the wool pulled over their eyes because of what the modern media has been doing to us. The news agencies, they're seeing the fact that that we have been being lied to like you can't believe. It is time now to take up the mantle of being respectable and telling it how it truly is. And if you have an opinion, you make sure you let them know it's your opinion and don't be completely negative about it. Go out there and show the positive because we need that now. We are at a pinnacle right now of pop culture and entertainment. I will tell you this right now. Within a year and a half, somewhere between this time or right at the end there, you're going to wake up and things will have changed majorly.
Yes.
One event will happen, it will change, and it's going to be that domino effect. And we're starting to see that right now. We're seeing the crumbles. We're seeing the cracks. That reason why is because of us. We're not, when they sit back and say that, oh, the dude bros aren't coming and it's hurting us. That's because of you. They're admitting it. They're admitting that they're failing and falling because of you, because of us. And it's not just the guys either. It's also the women. But of course, the women, can't think that they only think that all women think like they do. So they don't want it. They won't join in with the quote unquote bro dudes. We are at a pinnacle right now. Let's start being positive. Let's start being a cheerleader. Let's quit being the negative. Let's quit doing the yellow journalism. Let's quit doing the yellow eyes and the clickbait names or titles that you have. Let's go out there and start kicking ass because we are destined to take over. Let's start acting it.
You're damn right. You want to know something? I am excited for next month. I am very excited for next month for what we're doing on Pop Talk in general. September 8th, we're watching the director's cut of The Wrath of Khan. Why? Because it's going to be the 58th anniversary of Star Trek when the original series with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley debuted.
Because you task me. That's why.
It's a great movie, and with the director's cut, you get the whole picture.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, September 18th, Baron and Cash, I'm looking forward to this. The foundation of my fandom, the foundation of many others out there, their fandom as well, where we celebrate 40 years of the Transformers franchise. And yes, I will admit, it is going to be heavy on G1. Why? Because that's what started it all, baby. And then later on in the month, we're going to be celebrating Pop Talk itself. 3 years, 300 episodes. That's going to be on, I believe it's going to be on the 15th. Let me just double check my calendar real quick. Sunday the 15th. Looking forward to that. not gonna lie, looking forward to having anyone who wants to be on the panel, just sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying the conversation. And then near the end of the month, yes, members, we will have a member stream as well. But near the end of the month, which will be on Wednesday, the 25th, we're going to have another watch party. You know what that's going to be? A movie I saw back in June, The Bike Riders. Great movie. I hope you all enjoy it.
I'm going to be so
And,
tired.
and you want to know something else? Even before that watch party, we're going to have a great guest.
Ooh.
You know him, you love him, and, without Clobby, this would have been created after Anonymous told us about it.
Anonymous. Anonymous. Anonymous.
Anonymous. Oh, sorry.
So September is going to be a great month to talk about things that we love. Talk with people about the things we love. Share our joy. Share our excitement. Because that's what we should talk about. Not always coming on here going, well, yeah, I guess it's not happening. This and that and the other with my channel. Yada, yada, yada.
It's
this show
over.
sucks.
This
That
is the
movie
worst
sucks.
game ever.
Yeah. That's what they say. Pop talks dishing out negativity every single day.
Yeah, baby.
That's right. Baron got the cue. It's like, come on, Baron. Come on.
Yep. Keep it down quiet there so it doesn't overpower us. The power. And not only that, September is the month of Baron Ormantag.
Yeah.
It's also the month of Cash Money 007.
Your birthday's in September too, Cashy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
See, I don't forget these.
I got a sum. with him. Okay.
I got a slum with you. Bastard. I'm stealing those donuts again.
Donuts.
Well, it's just, and even like when you're playing a game, like it's fine. You don't have to be like other people. Like, oh, I better say all good things about this game, or I because somebody's going to leave my channel. They're not going to like what I have to hear. That's silly. Say what you feel about the game. If you feel, even Mike, when he was playing Stellar Blade, and you're like, I don't like some of this, and then other parts he did, that's fine. And if people can't take it, too bad. But I think it's better to be honest about your opinion than just be like, hey, guys, remember this game? It's so amazing. This is why, man. Yeah, go out and buy it. When some of it's just bullshit, what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, Cash, it goes in that category. I'm not here to be your friend. And what do I mean by that? It means that I am not going to bend and wave to everybody whims out there. I'm going to be me. Now, if you like me, then we'll be friends, right? But I'm not going to change who I am to be your friend. That'll make me fake. And again, I lose respect, respectability. I lose who I am. So if it ends up that you like me and you want to tune in and listen to me, or you want to be my friend, so much better. Just be cool. That's my only litmus test to people. Be cool. But I am not going
we all have a litmus test. Baron and I are the same. Are you cool?
Mm-hmm.
If you're cool, we can get along. Even if we disagree on something, we can still get along.
Cash is over how much money you have.
Sure.
But if you go around with a stick in the mud, it's like, come on, lighten up, have fun.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you like having a stick up your butt, then whatever. Just keep it behind closed doors. Hey, you don't know what people are into these days,
True.
I don't want to know what people's fetishes are, to be honest.
Donuts.
I like donuts too, but I like to have them for breakfast.
I sit and watch documentaries of them making donuts, and afterwards I have to have a cigarette.
Well, you can find plenty of those on YouTube, but you know what? Some
I know.
people enjoy watching documentaries. You know what I enjoy watching sometimes on YouTube? People working on cars, because I can only work on the basic stuff when it comes to cars.
Yeah. And make sure you have a short sleeve because you don't want to get caught in the fan. Ow! Oh, I didn't need that arm. Okay.
And Clifton, I'd like to send out an invitation for you to be a future guest on Pop Talk.
What? He passed the litmus test? Cool.
That's all you got. That's all you got to do is, just be cool, relax, have fun, talk about things, and
Right.
I mean, last year Jet Sparks was part of the Power Rangers stream that we did.
Yeah.
It was fun. And I'm not even that big of a Power Ranger fan, but I know that it means a lot to people. And
Right.
there are times I did watch it. Okay, maybe for Amy Jo Johnson, but hey.
I like what's her name?
And Tweet Train.
Yeah,
maybe there were two reasons to watch it. Hey.
It still makes me cry.
It sounded like the boss there. Hey. I'm such a.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the overweight Power Rangers. What's in that? What was in that sandwich? Oh yeah, we were gonna fight today, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit on my lazy ass.
Yeah, I do, Clifton. I do. Yeah. You see, Clifton and I, we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun watching The Godfather. That's such a great movie. I don't care what Phil says about the tomato sauce in the can.
That has to be the most critical version of The Godfather I've ever seen from anybody. I swear.
What I'm sad about is, of course, I missed it sadly. I wanted to watch it with you guys, but I had my perfect avatar image I was going to put up there. Was going to be the horse's head.
There we go. Phil's talking about the movie being
head.
Racist again. Yeah.
Racist.
Phil, you even admitted you like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and Clifton's got the right response for Phil. And hey, Phil.
And they're not speaking the right language in this town, in this area, in this city, in this country. What are we doing?
But see that is important to know that there are different dialects.
It is. I'm not
right.
Different
I'm
regions.
just picking on Phil, but
country.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
even here in the United States, you got some people that they talk like this, and then you got people like Barron from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you come by here, and of course we got the Minnesota Nights there, don't you know? And then we got the hot dish all ready for you, and then you have a good meal there, and then we'll go ice fishing for some eel pout. Oh yeah, eel pout, that's some good stuff there. That's like poor man's lobster, Oh yeah.
And then you got me, who's originally from the left coast, and Cash, who still lives in the left coast. Oh, dude. Totally, dude.
What's up, dude? How you doing? Surf 10, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bruh.
He keeps chasing those Valley girls all the time.
Well, have you seen some of those Valley girls, bruh?
Valley girls, man. Cool.
I don't know what they look like today, but back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know what they're like now. I really don't. I don't. Yeah.
I don't keep up with it.
No, I don't think you need to.
I could not hang around with a Valley girl with them talking that way. It's like, oh, no. Where's the punkers?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you want?
Go bash your face in with a. I'm Baron Armageddon. Go bash your face in with a beer bottle. Welcome to the club.
Whoa, man! I've heard about you, man. You're scary, dude.
Okay, now let's listen to polka. We're talking about Minnesota punkers here,
But real quick, before we go over to the Rumble side exclusively, we do have this GoFundMe for Baron and his wife Sandy. Sandy, who was recently in the hospital. She's been in and out of the hospital because of pneumonia and a few other conditions caused by the pneumonia. And if you can donate to this GoFundMe to help with medical expenses, please do. If you can't, your thoughts and prayers work. If you want to share it out, please share it out. I know Baron would greatly appreciate it. I know Sandy would greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. The good news is she's finally home now, and
Awesome.
she did go to her first day back to work today. She says she's really let me know that. Oh yeah, I need a nap. I'm really tired because this is what she had is still fatiguing her. But thank God she sits at a desk, so that helps out there. But even then, it still takes a lot off. But she wanted to get back to the job. She was tired of not being there. So, but yeah, today's that first day she did that. But yeah, it's still tight over here. So again, I appreciate everything everybody does. And again, even if it's just the thoughts and the prayers, I consider that just as important. So I thank everybody who has contributed, and thanks for the kind, the prayers, the kind thoughts, all that. That's all it means for me, and it humbles me. So,
every little bit helps. We all can help in one way or another. And for those of you who may not be able to do it financially, sharing it out works too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we are all in a bad shape economically. I know we all are. So if people do donate money, it's greatly appreciated, knowing the financial state of most of the people in this nation today. And of course, knowing that people might want to, but can't because of that. Again, just the prayers and the thoughts and all the well wishes, all that is just important there. So I do believe in that stuff. Yes, I do. How dare I? I'm so unscientific. But even though they did prove scientifically that people who do that stuff actually helps them. I don't know why, but mysteries of the universe. But yeah, but as it goes, yeah, that's why I consider that just as important. So,
so before we head over to the Rumble side, which I will put the link to the Rumble side into the chat, if anyone wishes to join us over on that side, I do want to thank everybody who took the time this evening to stop by on the YouTube side. I greatly appreciate everybody, because without you, we wouldn't be doing this. So let me just make sure I have everybody. I think I do. I want to thank Clifton 3D for stopping by and giving us some love. Really appreciate it, Clifton.
Good to see you, Clifton. We'll talk again soon, man.
Then, of course,
and consider that a threat from Cash. Consider that a threat from Cash.
Yeah, right.
Leia Rose,
sure, Baron.
Always nice to see you, Leia. Gotta get you on the panel again one of these days.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of course, the panel wannabe, Jet Sparks. Good to see you, Jet Sparks. Lester, thank you for the member chat. Really appreciate it, brother. I'm glad you're a part of the Pacific Forum 4 family. Jace, good to see you, brother. Good to see that this Friday you're going to have our reaction to Kraven the Hunter premiere on your channel.
Ooh.
And of course, DJ Ronnie G. Nerd. And then we got Big Daddy T-Gap. That's right, Big Daddy T-Gap side by. Always like to see Big Daddy T-Gap. Always like to see everybody. New, old. I like to see everybody. Even Phil. Even Phil.
Okay.
And again, I want to thank Tripping Orc for becoming a channel member on the Stealth is Optional level. Glad to have you aboard. And also, I'm going to play this for you as well, Tripping Orc.
Permission to come aboard, sir.
Granted, sir. Granted.
And let's see what we got here before we head over. We have Clifton saying Leia. Then he's saying Jace. Justice for the unknown downvoter. You know, Phil's the guy, if he goes to a wrestling event, he roots for all the heels.
Mm-hmm.
Seems about right.
No, heels.
Yes. But folks, we are now headed over to the Rumble side. Again, if you can donate to the GoFundMe for Baron and Sandy, please do. If you can't, please share it out. Thoughts and prayers work just as well. And we'll see what we're going to talk about once we get over to the Rumble side. Oh, the Four Horsemen were great, Phil. You know that. Yeah, yes. Rest in peace to two-time WWE champion. He was also a champion in WCW, World Heavyweight Champion. Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid. And, you know, he was an entertaining wrestler. So may he rest in peace. And folks, we are headed over to the Rumble side pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Pretty soon. I like the exact time.